Welcome once again to part 4 of our introductory audios. We're going to be talking about Blackboard. Find all your resources. Well, when you get onto Blackboard, the home page, as you can see, you'll see all your announcements right here. And I never erase announcements, so if there's something that you remember, like, oh, she made an announcement that said something, where do I find it? The announcements are there from the start of the semester, and as I said, I don't erase them. What's new, that shows what new announcements that you see and if there's any new things on the discussion board. And you could go into those. Now the introductory audios, which is what you're listening to right now, so you've already found them, I hope. So you go in there and you find out all the different introductory audios that I've been making. I do want to go to the discussion board. It's a very important place for Stat 250. In fact, all of Blackboard is very important to us. In here, already you can see many people have already started to do a little discussion about themselves. I'd like for you to put something up there just to let us all get to know you. It's pretty nice. General questions about getting set up into Stat 250. Those are things like, how do I purchase this or this, just any kind of general question that you have. General comments. If you've got any way that you think information should be disseminated better, or if there's something that you really like, I really appreciate good comments. Please be mindful of how you state things and make it as helpful as possible. I'd appreciate it. I have used people's comments to help me to make the class better. So, as I said, really appreciate those comments. The general discussion between students, I don't answer these at all. Those aren't questions that I'm going to answer. Generally, this is where people do form study groups and get to know one another in the online class. Questions with homeworks, post-tests, quizzes, and mini-tab assignments. That's any questions that you might have about those assignments you put there. And the last is tests and the final exam, which, by the way, the times, dates, and places for the tests and final exams will be up in about 2 weeks after classes get started. I'll be able to get those. I can't get those rooms until then. I love a good discussion. It keeps the class very lively, so please make sure that you use the discussion board. I'd like general questions to be put on the discussion board because, number one, they'll be answered quicker. Because three different pairs of eyes are on there. Also, you might just find that your question has already been asked and there's an answer up there for you. So I'd really very much like, for you to go to the discussion board and look for the answers to your general questions. When you email me, I prefer emails to be on more of a personal nature, like something very specific to yourself. And remember, in the subject area of your email to put Stat 250 and your section number, which of course you guys are DL1. Now the materials needed is a very important folder because that tells you what you're going to need for Stat 250. And up here I give you the GTAs that are your graduate teaching assistants for this section, and of course my name and the email addresses, and how you should put, what you should put in your subject area of your email. So here are the course materials. Above, as a information just above it is generally what you're going to need. Specifically, when you go in here, I go into more detail. As far as a calculator, any calculator that has your basic arithmetic operations and that can take square roots, that's all that you need. Nothing super expensive for your quizzes and your test. You'll need tables A and table C. You'll download those, print them out, and you'll use those for your tests and your final exam. And of course your quizzes, and use them for your homeworks too. This is the Scantron that you're going to need. You can get them at the JC Johnson Center bookstore, and this is what you'll use for your tests and your final exam. Stats Portal we went over in the last segment. This gives you the directions on how to register for the Stats Portal, and it also shows you if you got into the wrong section, how to switch to another section. In the Stats Portal, it's very easy. Or if you were enrolled in another semester and had a drop or something, how you could get, because it's good for a year, how you could re-enroll into my section. Also going to tell you about the book, how you can, you need access to the book, and you can either have the hard copy or the electronic copy. It will be your choice. The electronic copy comes with access to the Stats portal. If you do want the hard copy, again, I suggest that you get it as a bundle where you get the hard copy of the book plus the access code. It also talks about Minitab, accessing Minitab or purchasing it, and again, that depends on what your preference is. And the formula sheet that you'll need for your tests and your final exam. We have a handwritten, standard sized sheet of paper formula sheet that you put whatever you want to. And again, you'll use this for test 1, test 2, and the final exam. I suggest you get your formula sheets ready as you take your quizzes. Another course information in this folder. That's the syllabus for Spring 2012, which we'll be going over. There's the office hours for both the GTAs and the instructors, and you can go to any of these office hours. You can go to any of the instructors, including myself, and you can go to any of the GTAs. The tentative schedule for Stat 250 is found here. This gives the dates and times things are due and what is due. Dates and what is due. So on March the 28th, you'll have Homework 6, Post-Test for Chapter 13, and Quiz 5 due. On the 27th is when Minitab 3 is due, and that's how you'd read. And I've given you a marker or a guideline to what you should be doing for the week. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I tell you approximately what and where you should be. In this folder are all the different sections of Stat 250, who teaches them, in the GTA that teaches them. This is also another place where you can get Table A and Table C. The final exam schedule for Spring 2012 is already up, but again, I don't have the room numbers or the time and dates. You'll have 2 opportunities to take the final. You choose which one works best with your schedule, but that will be coming in about 2 weeks. And once again, I have a place where you can switch from one section in the Stats portal, the directions on how to do that. I also tell you how to be successful in Stat 250. You just open it up, and it's a quick note on how to be successful, strategies for being successful in Stat 250. And again, I tell you about the tables and the formula sheets in here. So you've got repeated information, but because it is that important. The course contents is something that you'll definitely want to see. In the course contents, you have your introductory PowerPoints, lecture notes. These are non-audio. They're what the audios are on. I suggest that you download them, copy them as you listen to the audio PowerPoints. In the audio PowerPoints, it goes through each of the chapters that we're going to be doing, and we'll have the different audio for the PowerPoints. And each ones are about 10 minutes apiece for each of the different chapters. So as you can see, for Chapter 1, there are many different parts to Chapter 1. In the Minitab examples is where in the PowerPoints, when I'm doing Minitab examples, these are all the files that go with that. And then I have other little resources for you as we go through the semester. In this folder, it's the different data sets. On Stats Portal, some of the data sets didn't download correctly, so these are the data sets that you'll need. And in this folder is your Minitab assignments. There's 5 different Minitab assignments for this semester, and that's the folder that you would go to where you'll find the assignments. They're not quite up yet. They'll be up very soon. And then, of course, the web links that will help you get to where you could purchase Minitab and about the Stats Portal web link and information about Minitab and Max and things like that. So this is Blackboard with lots of resources for you. Please make sure that you go through these introductory audios and that you go through all the folders on Blackboard. I'll talk to you in the next segment.